Hi, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate it more than you know, and I hope this video finds you beautiful, loved, fed, and happy. Today, I want to share with you a bit of my journey, because that's what this channel is all about, is about spiritual journey, healing, all of that. And the only way I can teach people about healing and spirit and the power of spirit is by sharing my story and my experiences with my clients and their stories and that type of thing. So it's it's a it's turning winter time here in the Northwest, and I don't do well in the winter in the Northwest, and I think a lot of people will agree. It's just the gloominess. The Northwest is a beautiful area. The trees are beautiful, as you can see kind of a little bit through my window. The Northwest is a beautiful surrounding, and there are a lot of perks, definitely, if you love nature here. However, when you are empathic, or you're just a Southern girl at heart like me, you need some sun, and so I tend to hibernate at this time. And also the holidays, when you grow up in foster homes like I did, and you just don't really have great experiences around the holidays, at least for me. I can only speak for myself. But that being said, it's been kind of gloomy. But I did post a beautiful video with my interview with Dr. Savannah, and she gave us and me some winter tips on how to get through it. And so check that out. But other than that, that's what I've been doing, and reflecting with spirit. And also studying people. I also observe people quite often to learn about what's going on in the world. I learn through observation. And as most people know, and if you follow my videos, I follow a young girl named Shannon Blake. And the reason I do is because I like her energy. And she's just gorgeous, and her energy is positive for me, right? But I read some of the comments on her videos. She's a musician, and I just like her. And I respect women who achieve their goals and their dreams. I'm a woman who actually supports women in their dreams. And so I don't care how they wear their hair, I don't care how they dress, as long as they're happy and being positive and spreading love in the world. And that's everything this girl does. She's young and beautiful and a single mother. I don't know if she's single, but she's a young mother. She was a young mother, and she's made it. She's selling out shows now. But anyway, that being said, I read some of the comments, and they're so negative, and I'm like, how can people be so negative to somebody who's spreading so much love? And that happens to me too, right? And I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but my goal is to teach people to heal through the power of love, loving themselves mainly. And she teaches that too in a different way. And I think that when people attack it, I just think it's interesting. I actually had somebody comment to me that I was too old for tattoos. And I didn't even respond, because I just think that's just such an ignorant, like, I don't even get that statement at all. I don't understand. I don't think like that. So I'm not going to respond to somebody who isn't even on my intelligence level. You know what I mean? And that comes with spiritual growth, by the way. The more spiritual advanced you become, the less that kind of stuff. You just don't even know how to respond, because your brain doesn't even work like that. Like, I'm too old for tattoos. What does that mean even? And what did somebody else say? Oh, somebody else said that they were wondering when I would be sacrificing children in the woods or something. And my dark humor goes, well, I'll take yours first, right? But because my humor is very dark and sarcastic, and so I don't even respond, because people will take it the wrong way, right? Because people don't, like I said, have my brain. And so I was looking at all this and asking spirit about it, like, it's hard sometimes to want to do good things in the world and not, and just be a positive vibration, right? And survive trauma, and just be a healer and be a musician or be an artist. It's hard to do it when people are constantly trying to put you down. And it really just comes from their own insecurity and lack of ability to achieve their dreams and to get up and face the audience and to have a YouTube channel and to get up on stage like Shannon Blake and sing songs. And she turns all that negativity and all those comments into music, and now she's selling out shows. So she's winning, folks. She's winning, right? And I still get up and do my podcast. I'm winning. And so, but it just made me question, do here's where I go, okay? And I'm going to be frankly honest with you because that's who I am, about who I am and all this and my connection with spirit. And I ask my spirit guides, do I really want to try to save this human race? Because it's crazy. Like, why do people keep giving so much love when we're up against so much? And Spirit's response was, well, this is a great test of if you've really grown spiritually. Are you going to fight back and let them destroy your dreams? Or are you going to stand up and say it doesn't matter and keep pursuing with the power of love and practice what you preach? And it was really great because I decided to practice what I preach. But and I think that great healers right now are doing that. We're just, say what you want, I guess. And I'm also older, and so I just look at things differently. I'm not going to fight you, it's just stupid. I am more going to look at it like what behavior triggers this behavior? You know what I mean? Like, what is it about, the whole ageist thing has just got to stop with the younger generation, by the way. It's just like, both of us, the generations have to stop fighting. It's just stupid. It's like younger people have to realize they're going to grow older with the grace of God. If you're lucky to live long as me, then you are lucky to have a fulfilled life, because a lot of people don't make it. Okay? A lot of people don't make it. Take a look around. Your generation is dying of fentanyl, left and right. All right? Take a look around. My generation died of heroin overdoses in their 20s, okay? So appreciate your goddamn life. That's my point. You know what I mean? Appreciate every moment you have, because you don't know. You don't know. And so it's just, to me, a waste of time, right? And so I asked Spirit about this, and this is what I've been doing for about 3 weeks. And I was also just being lack of discipline, and I have a lack of discipline right now, so I've been trying to work on that. And Spirit always just comes back with the best answers, and they were like, this is just, you're just ready to evolve now. You're just ready to go because you didn't fight on those comments. You know what I mean? You kind of logically looked at it instead of emotionally. And I think sometimes, even though Spirit is very emotional, right? I communicate with people passed on. That's very emotional for people. I heal people's trauma. That's very emotional for people. But oftentimes in our own life, right, we have to be logical. Logically, I knew that arguing with these people, saying these ridiculous things about me, was not going to produce a positive effect to my goal and my dreams. And so sometimes we have to think logically. So my message today to all the people out there, the people who are trying to create things on social media or change careers or change cities or just change their life in general and get on a path where they want to fulfill their dreams, where they don't want to be bullied and attacked, and grow spiritually, so when you are, it doesn't even bother you, that you heal the trauma, and the people who want to heal and all that, like, keep going. People are not going to understand your healing journey. People don't understand my healing journey, and that's okay, because you know what? It's not up to other people to understand our journey. We're here to help each other on their journey, but it's not up to them to understand it. Just like when people leave negative comments, it has nothing to do with my journey. That's their journey. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And so I wanted to share that with some people today, because I know that a lot of people go through that. I know a lot of people are on social media. I know a lot of people make TikTok videos and Instagram and all of that, and YouTube, and I just love YouTube because it gives people such a format to share all this stuff with and share their music and their art and all that. And it's my favorite channel, honestly, but it's my favorite, form of social media. So anyway, this is what I've been learning from Spirit and what I've been doing and hibernating and deciding my own future and fate, right? Like, what do I want 2024 to look like? Even though I don't set New Year's resolutions, I set goals, right? And I do that all year. I don't just do it at December 31st or January 1st. I do it all year. I set goals, and so what's my next goal, right? And I've done a lot of healing, and I'm pretty confident in that. And I'm also pretty confident in my spiritual growth and the healing of the trauma, and it's always there, right? And in the past few weeks, I have felt the presence uh, of my ex who passed on, one of them, and just learning how to forgive a lot. And trauma is like that. You have to learn how to forgive, not for them, but for you. And in a way, it does heal them as well, even in death. And I learned that this in the past 3 weeks. It was a reminder. I've known that, but it was a reminder in my own personal life, because I often see it with clients who I'm connecting with, people passed on, people who have hurt them. And many times it's such a regret in life for them, in spirit, I mean in death, in death, that they live their life hurting people and hurting somebody. And part of the healing journey is to understand that you get hurt, right? And for me, I've learned to be alone so much, because when I let people in, they hurt me. And I'm processing that right now, like learning how to have friends and learning how to try to be more social. And I love my local music scene. I do. I love a band named Burien. Check them out. And Atomic Rust, that man's voice is just freaking amazing. And I love it, I love seeing them, but I also have phobias, and I'm empathic, so it's hard for me sometimes to be social. And I'm also a survivor of severe trauma, and people coming after me and trying to kill me and shit. It's a lot, you know what I mean? And so I have these things I'm working through. And so even though I go on YouTube and I give readings and I do soul coaching, I'm still on a path of healing myself and learning how to heal even more things that I'm unveiling as the onion unveils itself of the trauma and the behavior I have developed because of the trauma, which is self-isolation, self-preservation. And many of you do that, and I know you do, because you can't help it. It's a natural response to the trauma that we have had, especially severe abuse. Whether it be emotional or physical, or sexual, but when you've had all three, like me, it's a journey, man. It's a journey, and so you have to deal with it, and so I take time off sometimes. I don't push myself to do things if I'm not ready. If I'm not ready to teach a lesson on YouTube, or I'm not ready to share my life on YouTube or any social media, I'm not going to do it, and because I want to learn the lesson so I can share it properly, what I learned, so whoever's going through it at the time, because we all go through things, we're all alike, right? We all have different levels of it, but it's the same thing of isolation, especially in the Northwest, the Seattle freeze. People just don't connect as much as they do in the South, and that's why, I miss the South. I miss that Southern hospitality. I love it. And so it is these are challenges that I'm overcoming, and I hope you're overcoming them too, and I hope that any advice that Spirit can give will, helps you out. And so what Spirit has said to me is just, think logically sometimes and not emotionally, especially if you're an empath. Even though your heart is to feel and your natural body is empathic, so it picks up that vibration, you have to discipline it, you have to train it, you have to be responsible for it. And part of that responsibility is being logical at times and not responding to negative things and not caring what people say about you. And I've known people for 30 years, people I used to call my sister, and they talked mass shit about me without even asking me about my healing journey, what I was going through. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Speak away. I don't care. Because One thing Matt Kahn taught me is if they're speaking about you, you're amazing. You're that important and that interesting, and I love that. And so, and I just send good vibes. I just want everyone to heal and be strong and powerful. Because when I look at the world and I look at the generations fighting and women putting down young women fulfilling their dreams, people attacking, people like, it's just crazy. And by the way, older women have a lot of experiences and we have fun still, by the way. I had to tell my daughter, I'm not a stick in the mud. I love to go to gay clubs and dance. That's where I grew up. I grew up in the 80s in Seattle gay scene. That's my life. I was in the club all the time, Tugs in Belltown. Like 2 or 3 times a week I was dancing. When I was underage, I would sneak in. But I started going there when I was 19. So yeah, party. So I can do it. Just because I don't drink doesn't mean I don't have fun. I actually have more fun sober than I did drinking, ironically. And my drinking didn't happen until later in life when I was just suffocating the trauma that happened to me. And so, yeah. My ex-husband, well, all of them, except one was really nice. And I say all of them, there's not a million of them, but there's 3, I think. And, well, 4 if you include the gay man when I was 18. But anyway, that was just a fun event. I'll tell you about that sometime. But, yeah, so, I don't know. We still have fun, is what I'm trying to say, but the one put me through hell, almost killed me. I mean, that's crazy stuff. So when you see death and you have that happen to you, and he never stopped. I mean, he was after me until the day he died. Okay, here we go. We're going to pull some cards. And so we're going to pull some cards today and see what Spirit has to say. I pulled some cards earlier for me, but I wanted to pull some cards for you. And I know I drift and wander. That's the, oh, here we go. Light activation. Here we go again. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. We've had this card before. It's happening. And so right now I want to talk to you about what's happening spiritually, energetic-wise. So many people keep talking about the veil is lifted and spirit is so strong right now. And they are right. I mean, spirit is really manifesting and working. But guess what else is manifesting and working? The darker side too. So many healers right now and empaths are feeling just what I said. The past coming up, having to realize what you want. You may be feeling a little funky due to the weather. Maybe realizing you need to get some people out of your life because they bring you down. Or maybe you realize that you feel unappreciated. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a whole podcast about women growing older because it's just such an experience how people treat you when you're older. It's just so bizarre. It's weird, to say the least. So that being said, so many people are going into this shift of self-awareness, what they want to do in 2024, and that always happens at the end of the year. We look and it's like, what did I really accomplish in the past year? I know many people are going through that. And Spirit says we're just at this time where they want you to see all that. They told me they want me to see all of the past that my life was. It was like the past year I have just seen this record because I've been on this healing path, right? Of healing the subconscious mind and the cellular work. And it's been like a movie in my head, my life. And at times it's been so humbling because I'm like, how could people treat a little girl like that? Or how could people treat me like that when I just wanted to love them? And I'm not perfect because I would fight back. When you grow up with abuse, you learn to fight back. And so it was like then having to take responsibility for my own actions. And all these humbling experiences happened to me this year. And I hope they happen to you. Because in spirit, we want to be humbled. Often you're going to be humbled in your journey. And you have to take responsibility for your life. And you have to take responsibility for your own actions, right, towards people. But you also have to be okay with seeing how people treat you, and it hurts. right? You don't always have to be strong. And my problem was I always felt I had to be strong because a moment of weakness, and the only time I'm really weak, or would cry a lot is when I'm giving a reading because the spirit is just working through me, right? And I'm just feeling what my client is feeling. Or I'm an empath, so I cry if I, see a pet commercial of, homeless dogs and shit. So it's just that way. But I never cried, like, how do I word it, for myself. Thank you, Spirit. Right? Never cried for myself, and I had to do it this year, and it was humbling. And I felt bad for myself because, not sorry for myself, right? But, like, fuck, people were bad to me. I mean, beat the shit out of me to where my face was black and blue like that, raped me when I was a little girl, would destroy, just child abuse beyond, and neglect. My mother never loved me, and she let me know, honey, every fucking day she saw me, and I didn't see her much. She wasn't around. But the moments I did, it wasn't always good. Trust me on that. And so it was just this constant defense, self-preservation I went into. And I know so many people do that because you're not a shitty person, You're not if you're watching this video, you're not a shitty person. People are being shitty to you, and you are self-preserving. And mine went out through punk rock. You'll hear me talk about this in my videos that when I was young, my gay men found me on the streets. I was panhandling, and they took me in, and pretty much that became my family. And they became my family, and then they all got AIDS, and you know the story if you watch my videos, but punk rock was my way of being angry and just accepted, I loved it. When I could get on stage and just vent like that, it was just amazing. It was great. And so, but now we are at a time of enlightenment. I don't know, I just drifted into that. That was a weird segue, wasn't it? From punk rock. Punk rock is enlightenment, if you ask me. Old school punk rock, like original OG punk rock. Okay, we're gonna draw another one. We keep drawing the same dang cards all the time. So, and I think it's because we've got to get through this time, and I think this time will end around January 17th. We head into a new time, and I'm not an astrologer or anything. I'm just picking up what Spirit's telling me right now. El Moro, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Now let's talk about that because we're going to need it. Like I said, along with the light comes the dark. There's always going to be, even though, you might be preaching love on your channel or trying to be positive in the world, not even on social media, but in physical world, and people come at you, you've got to still be the love and light. It's not easy, and you've got to put that cloak on of protection. And a good way to do that is, like I said, think logically. Like, why is that person coming at you? And a lot of times it's just fear that your light is just too powerful for them. A lot of people, honeys, don't want to face their demons. And so if you are facing your demons, you're a warrior. You're meant to be on a path of being an example on how to heal your demons and become love and light. Does that make sense? And do it however you see fit, honeys. Just do it. Some people do it by going to church and being really good Christian people, not the fake ones, and that's a whole nother, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everyone does. And so it is, and some people do it by spirituality. Other people don't even do it at all, like through spirit or church. They just do it by being a good person in life, and just being an example of love and kindness and working from the heart. That's what it's all about. But you can't do it if you feel like shit inside. It's hard to be that love. It is when you feel bad inside and you haven't healed those wounded parts. Okay? Learn. I'm going to draw another card. I hope all this makes sense. I just keep rambling. And I've been doing a lot of glitter art. I'm going to show you something in a minute. Because I love sparkle. And of course, we have Mary again. We all the same cards if you look back on the videos. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. If you notice the colors too, because I always pay attention to color that Spirit is showing us, right? Because to me, color is also a message from Spirit. I've got some blues working, so clearly, and this is it's not really a color with Kamara. Where am I going? Yes, there we go. Not really color, but symbology. So let's, if you're feeling it, put some light blue on, get a light blue candle on your altar, something like that. Bring some healing. It's also healing, and so heal. Like this is heal, heal, heal. And I'm going to tell you something. I hope you heal the rest of your life, like in the sense of each level you grow, you heal something else, whether it be something that happened in this life or a past life or a way to heal, even heal others, right? I hope you always keep healing. That's the point, is to always keep healing. And when you think you're done healing yourself, right, and you've reached that level, that's the time you really start helping others. And I know many of you are on that path, and I'm so grateful for all the young healers that are coming out and for all the people that are continually trying to help people even though they're hurting inside themselves. And most healers have, dark thoughts about themselves. I think it just comes with the territory, because we have to learn to heal that so we can help others heal that about themselves. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm going to show you some glitter art. I do glitter art because, I'm going to be honest, I love glitter. Glitter to me is super fun. So I just do it because the camera light isn't as cool as the sunlight. Because when you do glitter art, I have big pieces hanging up in my hallway and stuff. And when the sun hits it, I want to show you this piece. This is one of my daughter's favorites. I love the colors in this one. When the light hits it in your house, right, it just kind of becomes a different piece. Super fun. So if you're feeling bored, start doing some glitter art. It's super fun. It gets everywhere. It's very messy. I'm a messy artist. I also do decoupage, which, as you know, hours and hours of paper cutting, always a mess. I'm a messy artist, but the result I love. I love beautiful art. So do some of that if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unmotivated. You do have to be your own life coach right now, according to Spirit. You kind of have to get yourself motivated, just like they told me this morning. Get up and make a video. Get up and get motivated, Faye. We got to make this change happen. And your time of slumber is over, and they are right. And so now it's time to create that vision board. It's time to, in my head, to create the things I want to happen. And in my life all year round, things I want to change in myself, things I want to become more aware of. And also Spirit is saying that, thank you Spirit, that we need to continue thanking ourselves for learning, like appreciating the fact that we are growing and learning and becoming fearless, especially women who are on a journey of really wanting their dreams to come true. It isn't easy in the world, and it doesn't matter what age you are. Spirit taught me that also this month, that it doesn't matter how old I am. If I'm preaching the power of love, it doesn't matter, right? It's and I'm kind of ageless. Like I can still go in a mosh pit, and I still do, and I love heavy metal shows, and I don't look at age really. I just look how I feel. Honestly, I do. And I've never been an age person, and that's probably why my skin looks so good. I've had no Botox or nothing, right? Because I don't think of, like, oh, I'm old and all that. I just look how people treat me, and I go, oh, that's ageism. But anyway, because they see the gray hair, right? Anyway, what was I going to say? Coffee. Yeah, learning that. Pay attention about, thank you Spirit, about learning how you react to things. And I think you're just going to see that it's not that hard to get to that level where you really love yourself. It's going to get dark for a minute, It's going to hurt for a minute. And you're probably going to have to lose some people. And that's okay too. Because you're going to meet new people. I lost some friends this year, both physically. Somebody I called my brother, Jeff Stanley. He was a sound man here in Seattle and traveled all over with some great bands. And he was my sound man too, a few times. And we went on the road together with Tad and played in Boise, Idaho, you know. And when I came back to Seattle, I reconnected with him and we did a lot of things together. And his wife died in my arms. Yeah. And he passed away. And unfortunately, we had some words before he passed, and because he was drinking so much and I was sober and I couldn't deal with his drinking anymore. And so I had to step away, and I'm, you know, and that one kind of fucked me up a little bit. I won't lie, because I really loved him. And as a brother, like I did, he got me. You know, he was one of the only people in Seattle who got me, and who supported me no matter what. And that's a true friend, right? And I wanted to support him, and I was there as much as I could have been. And so if you have something like that, like, it's hard sometimes when you lose somebody and you didn't get to say the right things in the end, you know, and so it's that guilt too. But luckily I'm a medium, and so I can say it in the other side, but so can you. Just because you might not be able to speak with people passed on doesn't mean you can't make a forgiveness with their spirit and still let them know, because they'll hear you. Trust me on that. And so it's healing, is this healing process, you guys. It's a journey beyond your wildest dreams, really. And I don't mean band-aid healing where you go do a soul retrieval or you go take peyote and have it one journey. You know, it's a journey that continues on a daily basis. It's discovering the tools that work for you every day, being committed to the healing process every day, and being open to it, and being willing to be humbled, and willing to cry for your inner child, willing to be embarrassed by some of the stuff you did, willing to forgive yourself and forgive others, and understand that sometimes you reacted because that's all you knew how. Right? That's all you knew how to do. But you can change. The greatest thing about life is you can change at any moment. And you have to do it. And spirit, these guides, whatever you want to call them, I just use these as guides, like reminders what universe is giving me to use, what energies I can call on, right? But call on whatever energy works for you. If you work with crystals, use your crystals. If you work with, you know, Jesus, work with Jesus. You know, whatever works for you is what you have to do. And that's the best way to discover yourself and to heal. It really is. And I hope that all made sense. And if you ever come across me on social media, I'm a very sarcastic person sometimes in the comments. I'm not mean, but I am sarcastic. And just know that I like to laugh, and you have to learn to laugh. I see a lot of people who get into spirit and they forget the humor in life, and they forget sarcasm, or they become one way, or they become too sober and they forget how to laugh, or they become too religious and they forget how to laugh. And one thing I have learned, and I think that even Buddhist monks will tell you this, and healers from all over, laughter is the best medicine. It really is. Laughter is, it treats the body differently than crying and negativity. The cells rejuvenate, and it sends endorphins in your brains to make you happy and feel better. And so oftentimes when I'm depressed, here's a little tip, I watch comedy, and I love Jessica Kirsten right now. She's so funny. Matt Rife is funny. I like the crowd work right now. Those are my two favorites. And so I watch them, little clips of them, and laugh. Or sometimes I just go on funny TikTok and watch that. But yeah, I just kind of find things, or I watch a comedy special. I like, I can't even remember his name right now. oh, I can't remember his name. But anyway, I watch comedy, and it'll come to me after I make this video. You know how sometimes your brain, you forget, because I'm trying to see if Spirit wants to say anything else. So that's what's going on. And this week, I want you all to remember that the holidays are coming, right? They're here. And it can be very sad for some people. So always treat everyone with love and kindness. And be kind to elderly folks. Be kind to younger folks. You know, we're not here to hurt each other. And try to be understanding. And try to be forgiving. And try not to be aggressive. And stop yourself and be your own coach and be your own teacher sometimes, you know. And if you need help, reach out. If you're feeling really depressed, or you want to break your sobriety somehow, reach out to me. You can email me at readingswithfaye@gmail. You can leave a comment. You can find me on social media, Instagram, The Tattooed Psychic, TikTok, The Tattooed Psychic. And so reach out. You know what I mean? And I think the thing I like to teach people the most is we're not really alone, even though we feel like it. There are people who care. The world isn't all dark. You're going to face darkness because we live in a world that's a lot of fucking dark. But it's not all dark. You understand? There's always light. And light can outshine the dark, honey. Light can put out the dark. But what happens is people feel comfortable in the dark. They actually feel safer in the dark, ironically, than they do the light. Because the light gives you power. And people are afraid of their own power. So stop being afraid of your own power. Let it shine. And people are going to come at you because the dark is going to come at you and try to put out your shine. You keep shining brighter, honey. You keep shining brighter. That's all I can say about it. We're going to draw one more card because Spirit asked me to. Thank you, Spirit. Here we go. I don't even know what it is. Let's see. Master Jesus, look at that. Forgiveness. You are on the path of light and love and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. See, I'm telling you, it's here, and it's blue too. Look at that. So I'm telling you, it's here. The time is now. And I'm not a religious person. I look at Jesus as love. To me, Jesus means love. I don't look at Jesus the Christian way. I look at Jesus as love. And in the biblical way, I should say. But Jesus is love to me, and I really believe that. And look, it comes from the center. It comes the center of you. It really does. And just remember that. Be love this holiday, okay? And if it's not the holiday, still be love. Okay? So that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching and listening to The Tattooed Psychic. Please follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. Actually, my TikTok, I make silly videos. You don't even have to follow me on there. You really don't, because I do like lip syncing videos and stuff. I think on Instagram too, honestly. I think they post both simultaneously. I'm learning about social media. The older generation does not know a lot about social media, but we are learning, and so grateful for it. It's just amazing. But that being said, check it out. And I love you all. And if you would like a session with me, I am right now offering soul coaching sessions. You get 4 weeks with the Tattooed Psychic, 1 hour a week for 4 weeks. And we get inside your trauma. We work with my spirit guide and your spirit guide. And I'm offering this for a mere $250, which is half off of my regular price. And that price will end on January 11th, which is my birthday. So thank you for watching The Tattooed Psychic. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.